After reading, I will walk around this cell from here to here, or sideways from left to the right.
Bam, had to stop on that. For those of you who know, forever convicts, you already know, man, pacers, bro. I was a pacer in prison. But this right here, bro, is pacing at its finest. Because one thing about prison is you get institutionalized after doing so many years or decades in prison. You learn about structure because they have structure, and they do it, I guess, trying to, like, I don't know if it's to rehabilitate or to psychologically control you. They cut the lights on at 6 a.m. He's got a routine. You know, he wakes up, brushes his teeth, take a shower. But you can notice that he's got all his books and all his stuff in one area. You know, that's like where they go. And I guarantee you they're all like in order and nice. And he just began to mention like his pacing route. This man got a route for pacing. Like literally, like you don't have much to do, so you mastermind and you structure every little thing that you do.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. All right, so listen, Forever Convict family, today we are doing our first reaction video of a prison and just giving you guys an inside look of another prison. Today, we're overviewing a prison outside the country in Singapore. And I'm just going to go ahead and share with you my thoughts and my perspectives as a fellow convict doing over 12 years in the state of Florida. Just sharing just, you know, the differences from the prisons that I've been in here in the United States compared to this prison outside the country. So let's go ahead and let's check out this prison in Singapore. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Of competitions. 2009 to 2011, that's when I started to get recognized in overseas. So from 2011 till 2014, I managed to get skateboarding sponsorship from local and overseas.
Real quick, they started with a story about this guy having, you know, sponsorships from skateboard companies. Sad prison story of everybody's story. I would say about a good maybe 65–75% of people who are incarcerated, at least from my experience in the United States of America, men, we all come from, a lot of us who come from a street lifestyle come from athleticism. So you hear a lot of these stories, man, of guys going to college or having college scholarships in high school and somehow getting caught up in the street life, committing some type of crime and forfeiting everything, bro, and ending up going to prison and then having to just live with the reality of, dang, bro, I just threw away a huge opportunity. So let's check out this prison.
Usually for skateboarding shoe, we must have the right sole. Much more flat than this.
Skateboarding shoe.
Then it's not slippery. For exercise, I don't think it's helpful.
Man, in the chain gang here in America, we call them.
Outside you can smell like, you know, the bus field, the grass, the trees, cigarette smell, yeah, perfumes.
Staring out the window.
Prison, you only can smell like walls.
I gotta stop with that too. So, bro, if you've done any amount of time, see, like here, it looks like this prison kind of. Well, I mean, I don't know. I only seen a snippet, but he's staring out the window trying to see what's going on. It looks like they don't have much access to outside, maybe. So especially from my experience in the county jail, it's different. In prison in Florida, you can get out on the pound and move around. But he's looking out the window because he probably maybe doesn't get that much exposure to sunlight and to outside, and is just fantasizing about the free world and society just by looking out the window. But I specifically stopped because he mentioned the smell of the walls. For those of you who know Forever Convict family, you already know that each prison, each dorm, each compound, each unit got its distinct smell. And it's not glorious, you know, it don't smell great. But, you know, there can be that kind of bland smell of like a factory. You know what I mean? He said he smelled walls.
The last competition I had before COVID, roughly around 2018 or 2019. And then COVID started to happen. So there was no competition.
So he was a professional skateboarder for real.
I was in a relationship, but then I have a girlfriend. I argue with my girlfriend. I didn't mean
to hurt her. Domestic.
It's just my mistake that I grabbed.
I didn't mean to hurt her.
March 2020.
In prison for abuse.
That's where I started my sentence.
Looks like they're like going over, you know, each incarcerated individual's charges while they're in prison. All right, bam! Look at that. Dang! Look at that, bro. All right, so this is the biggest difference, obviously, so far. I don't know if these guys are in confinement or if this is just the regular living condition of an incarcerated individual in Singapore. But that right there, damn. Bro, no bunk, no mat. He don't got nothing in there, bro. Nothing. That's hard time, bro. Dang.
It's a one-man cell. And you're all alone in the cell.
Yeah.
That loneliness, when you can't express yourself, when you need to talk to someone, you're stuck. And I feel I'm a bad person. I think I make a lot of mistakes. I have to accept this is my punishment.
All right, that right there is a different type of time. Being in the state of Florida in prison and not being in confinement or on CM, which is known as the slab, controlled management, you're able to leave your dorm, go to the rec yard, go to school, go to chapel, go to different things. This boy right here is stuck in a one-man cell with literally looks like nothing. I didn't even see a book. We'll look here in a second. But dang, bro, that's hard time. And the biggest challenge that he mentioned, for those of you forever convicts who've done a amount of time in confinement by yourself, you already know the biggest battle is that mental battle. And he's talking about being alone. So, you know, we're going to keep looking, but I could just imagine that the majority of these guys spend their days and their nights on the windows, but it looks like they closed the flap, like they don't even have access to a window, or maybe under the door screaming and yelling at each other, because you have got to have some type of human interaction. Because even if you have stuff to read, if you got stuff to read, it's definitely helpful. But if you're in there by yourself and only stuck to your own thoughts, literally can go insane for real. Hey, Forever Convict family, listen, we are on the journey to 50,000 subs. Right now, we're at 24K. We're almost at the halfway point. So if you guys have not yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so. Share this channel with anybody who enjoys prison content. And let's go ahead and blow this channel up to 50,000 subs. This is max for sure.
B1 is a maximum security institution, and it also houses inmates with very long sentences, inmates who are receiving violent intervention program.
I'm back. Yep.
We do not want any unnecessary conflicts, so that's also one of the reasons why we house them in single man cell.
State of Florida, man, the biggest.
Our prisons have to be Spartan,
used for the police,
not affront to human dignity. It is, as you can see, bare. It is.
All right, look, hold on, I want to show y'all something. All right. Look, watch this, watch this.
But not affront to human dignity.
Look at the wing, watch the wing. Bam, right there. First of all, it's not open bay, one-man cell. I mean, unless there's two-man cells and they haven't showed us yet. But you see the vast hallways you got here. So there's something in prison that's called fishing. When you're in confinement, and if you're trying to shoot something to another cell. I remember the first time I seen fishing, I was in confinement, and I think it was like, you know, at night, and I was sleeping, and I woke up and jumped off my bunk to take a piss. And as I'm walking to my the toilet, I look at my peripheral to the window, like my window that's open to my cell, and I see a book like flying, like just flying. I'm like, what the hell? I double take. And then I look closer, and there's like a little fine line, and it's because people are fishing from one cell to another. And they actually made a little ramp, jumped over that tier. You see how the two tiers are like on the second story? You can make little ramps, and you can fly a piece of soap or a piece of plastic And if you put like paper, or you got to push out paper and use a long stick to push it, and literally they'll take a little like piece of paper or cardboard, fold it up, make a little ramp, slide it under the door, then take a whole bunch of long pieces of paper, like folded together so it's like a long stick, and then they'll push that ramp all the way up by the thing. Here it looks almost impossible because they got a fence, but I bet you they still do it. And you can slide that little piece of plastic that's kind of heavy and got some weight to it with your string from your boxers or your shirts, and you tie it and fling over, and you just do it literally for hours until it will land on the other side of the tier. It doesn't have to get under the door. It just has to land in the hallway. And then the guy in his cell, he can throw out his line, and then he'll spin around the line. He'll catch it. He'll slowly pull it. He'll snag it, and they'll slowly pull it. And then when he gets your line, he's just got to pull that line in. And whatever you attach to the line, you don't ever give him the end of your line. You need a whole bunch of it. So you just tie a book or something. You can do it through this, like the spine of the book. And literally, you can transfer books. And that's how I seen that flying book that one night in confinement. And it's called Fishing. So let's get back to it.
It is, as you can see, bare. It is simple. But at the same time, prison's conditions has to facilitate rehabilitation.
Man, that's not rehabilitation. That's torture.
507.
Yeah, so this is basically where I'm staying. This is my home. Usually this is my area of sleeping. Usually I don't wear clothes on because inside this cell it's very hot.
Bro, when you're in a two-man cells and you're not in an open bay and there's no fans, extremely hot. You live in your boxers. And that's if you have like another cellies. You got two guys in the room. Out of respect for your cellie, you're not going to be naked. That's weird. So I'm sure these guys are probably naked unless the police don't let them. But I'm sure when the police ain't walking around, these guys are probably naked. It's because that's how hot it is. And, it's freaking torture. Look at this map, bro.
Usually like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I wake up already. So we have nothing to do because it's very dark. So we try to go back to sleep.
You gotta learn the master of sleeping. Try to sleep away your time.
Once the light on, then I will go to our washroom over here.
All right, they got their own shower in the cell. So that means they don't get walked to showers. So that prevents them from getting out of the cell even more, which sucks.
So when we bathe, I brush teeth, then I will come back to this area again to read my Bible.
Okay, shout out to a fellow believer. Allowing God to transform his life in the bed, you know what I mean?
After reading, I will walk around this cell from here to here, or sideways from left to the right.
Bam, I had to stop on that. For those of you who know, forever convicts, you already know, man, pacers, bro. I was a pacer in prison. But this right here, bro, is pacing at its finest. Because one thing about prison is you get institutionalized after doing so many years or decades in prison. You learn about structure because they have structure. And they do it, I guess, trying to I don't know if it's to rehabilitate or to psychologically control you. They cut the lights on at 6 a.m. He's got a routine. He wakes up, brushes his teeth, take a shower. But you can notice that he's got all his books and all his stuff in one area. That's where they go. And I guarantee you they're all in order and nice. And he just began to mention his pacing route. This man got a route for pacing. Literally, you don't have much to do, so you mastermind and you structure every little thing that you do. All right, I had to switch
when
mics.
I'm boring, I actually did count. By my feet, it's about 7. The width is 5.
He knew how big the cell was. Of course he does. I bet you he knows the measurements based upon his feet, literally. Dang, that's crazy, bro.
From 7 to 7:15, we have started with a mindfulness practice. So there is a music we'll play.
Bro, I wonder if that drives me crazy. so I got mixed feelings about this. All right, so y'all probably gonna think this is weird, obviously. So when I was in prison, I used to listen to static, like radio, white noise a lot, because a lot of times when I'd be in prayer or I'd be reading the Bible or just reading the book, it'd be hard for me just to listen to music and pay attention to what I was reading. And there's so much chaos going on around me. I would listen to white noise and I would just like register, like block it out, but it's so I couldn't hear nothing around me so I could focus on what I was doing. So yeah, it's weird, crazy, whatever, but it worked for me. And literally, like, I had like cellies and people who used to like know me and live around me. They used to clown like, "Damn, bro, like, yeah, it's kind of weird. My dog be listening to white noise," because I listen to it a lot because I be trying to focus on when I was reading and stuff. But this right here, I mean, of course, like, it's kind of like instrumentals, and I guess it is soothing, and like I said, it's scientifically proven to cause like, you know, lack of anxiety and to calm them down. But I mean, if you don't want to hear that and they play it every day, I wonder if it drives people crazy. Man, like, might be like a form of torture, kind of.
Attention to all HQ2 inmates. Stand by for the morning master check. I repeat, stand by for the morning master check. You are required to stand up with your t-shirt tucked in and greet the officer.
Class A.
Okay, master.
Inspection, man.
Okay, good morning.
They probably have, like they said,
Master check is a process where we account for the inmates' head count in our prisons. So let's say, for example, if I have 150 inmates in my house unit, I must make sure I have 150 head counts accounted for.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Not just seeing them, I also need to make sure that they are responding, get his acknowledgement as well.
Good morning.
To make sure that he's not feeling unwell or anything.
Okay, Bravo. Day room 1 master, total present 4-1.
Do anything
4-1.
professional. I'm sure the guys definitely don't stand there at the door telling the officers good morning. Highly doubt that. They probably don't have to stand up, but if they did, that'd be crazy.
Grow your business with a professional email and Microsoft 365 from GoDaddy. Organize your life all in one.
Forever Convict family, if you didn't know, I am a rapper. It is my career. My artist name is EI the King. So go ahead and stream and listen to my music wherever you listen to your music, Spotify, Apple, wherever. Go to my other YouTube channel, EI the King. Go check out my music videos. If you don't know, I wrote my first album while I was in prison, and a lot of my music I still write and dedicate it to those who are incarcerated. This is so they can be inspired, to be encouraged. And for those of you who don't know my story, throughout 12 years in prison, I authentically encountered Jesus. He radically transformed my life. And we just always want to give back to the prison system and those who are doing their time, to remind them that in the middle of their bid, God got a huge call and purpose for their life, and that they can tap into their identity through faith in Christ Jesus. So until next time, it's your boy, EI the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast.